Hello everyone, my name is Priscilla from Crystalthingsheal, here to do a weekend love reading, or, just a love reading in general. So, I've been feeling a little off here and there, we have a lot going on, so that is why we are behind on our love readings. However, I did want to provide you guys with something, so we're going to do a love reading here for you, and if you're drawn to this video, hope it resonates. If it doesn't, check back next week, next month. Most likely the readings are going to be up this weekend though, okay? So it'll be for the end of August to the end of, September. Alright, so, friendly reminder that tarot is for guidance and entertainment purposes only. Therefore, not responsible for what you do after your reading. However, I am here for you. If you are interested in a personal reading, check out Crystalthingsheal.com. Book directly on my site. See what's going on for my lovely collective. What messages do we have? Let's see. What messages do we have from my collective? The High Priestess. Oh, whoa. The Wheel of Fortune. Okay. And this is how we're starting. The Devil in reverse. I'm liking this reading already. Throat chakra. Did you stop talking to someone? You're being quiet? Because the High Priestess also does things silently. Right? She works quietly. She knows what she has to do in order for things to go correctly for her. But she doesn't tell anyone else. That's why she's always viewed as like aside from her intuition. She's using her intuition, but aside from that, that's why they call her like a mystic, because they never know what she's up to. So she's cutting some people out that she knows that doesn't serve her, right? Their time is done. And that's what's giving her more strength to carry on. She's like, yeah, I worked hard. I'm going to do this. People might not like that very much, because they see her as being guarded. I'm saying him and her or whatever just to get the story going, to follow along. But it doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, the reason why they don't like it and they're seeing, they're trying to make arguments or anything about disagreements is because now they're on the outside and it's almost like you're too far for them to do harm. Interesting. So that if we're talking about love, this could be, someone that you moving on from a past relationship, an ex or something, and they don't like it. This could also be a friend if you're not talking about love. And the reason why is because I'm going to go back to that one in a second. But you're trying to make things happen. You're trying to grow. You're trying to prosper, right? You're in that phase where things are happening for you. So why not embrace it? Some of you might be pregnant currently as well. So you're trying to focus on like the motherhood of it. You might be spending a lot of money. So just be mindful of that. Or leaving a job to pursue something else that's involving your intuition, something that like your purpose, because you weren't happy, right? So a decision had to be made. Because before, when you felt like you were safe, you later found out that the one who was quote unquote protecting you was also the one that was doing you the most harm. Right. So then it was time for you to start a new journey. The amethyst is really popping out to me. And I just moved over the green aventurine, right? Back over here. So with that being said, what does that tell me? You're following your intuition right now. You're listening to spirit as to what the right move is going to be. There's a lot of protection that's happening around you right now. You might not see a lot of money coming in. Money is coming in for you, but wow, throat chakra really just started. But you're gonna see more money coming in the next couple months in threes. In threes or fours. So you might get like one payment, 3 payments back to back, or 4 payments back to back, or like 3 big things happen or 4 big things happen. 4, 10, and 7 might be important. 6 or 7 might be important numbers for you. For some of you, it's going to be the 4th of October or the 6th or 7th of October too. That's a random for whoever that's for. All right, yeah, so you're not allowing people to see what you have going on right now. You're kind of keeping it to yourself, staying quiet. You're working silently, and that's perfectly fine. They don't need to see that. And by doing so, it's giving you more peace. See, you're doing things silently. It's just, I just heard the song, talking to the moon, trying to get to you, in hopes you're on the other side, talking to me too, or am I a fool who sits alone, talking to the moon? That's not you, though. Your ex, the one that you walked away from, is the one that is trying to talk to the moon. You look at the moon and you find peace within it. And you're there and you're sitting there, you're looking at it, you're absorbing it, you're working with the moon-like energy. Meanwhile, on the other side, someone's trying to communicate with you telepathically, trying to reach out to you. So you might feel their emotions randomly every once in a while. What kind of animal is that? Like, you might be having a great day and then randomly get hit with emotions. That means it's not yours. I wish I could do lives already, because I would do this live and interact with you guys. Queen of Wands. Because they're watching what you're doing as little as they can, but, you know, the little that they're seeing, you look really good while you're doing it. Like, you look more empowered. It's like a burst of energy has come out from you, and you're just surrounded by growth, and and they're like, how are they still doing it? I don't understand. It's like every time they just rise above and above and above. And it's like, the more you level up, they know it's closer to the end for them. Like, there's no resuscitating it. No resurrection, I just heard. So your come up is their come down. It'd be like that sometimes. Sometimes you're still curious about them, though. You still think about them quite often, really. And you're curious about it, but it's kind of like, I'm like picturing an animated movie where they're dwindling away. It's like, as time goes by, they're going into dust, dwindling away. What kind of movie can I refer that to? I don't know. Okay, remember Coco? Those of you who have watched Coco? Remember when the Day of the Dead, if they're not remembered in, a certain amount of time, they like start vanishing slowly? It's like that. Oh my god, I should call this the Day of the Dead. That would be so cool. But seriously. You're worried about your money and your stability and your health and your community. It's like this is bigger than you and them. What you're loyal to is yourself. You're also having a little more fun now. You're enjoying life a little bit, which is really nice to see. You're taking more chances. You're doing more things that you wouldn't have done before. You're finding your passion again. But you are really, really, really focusing on the long term for you. So it's kind of like if they can't provide for your future in some way, shape, or form, then there's no need for them to be there. Let's see what else we have going on. You might have someone who attempts to return. And it's kind of like you haven't talked to them for months. And today might be the day that they return. And you're like, what are you doing here? Oh, you might see them drive past your house or something. I just had something similar pop up right now when I was doing your reading. Six of Coins in reverse, but it doesn't matter because it's just not happening. Like, your sex drive is not there right now, but that's okay. It's because you're focusing on these other things. You're not missing out. Like, you are in a good place. If they're not giving you what you deserve, the reciprocation, then you have no interest. Period. Right. So you're focusing on your happiness, your emotions. Okay. All right, I see you. You're not even negotiating. It's like, oh no, this is not negotiable. Right? It doesn't matter if we're seeing opposite sides. Like, there is no reconsideration here. That is it. We're at the 10. Our journey is done. But I do want to point out, like, yes, the journey is done. But for whoever this reading is for, it's not in a bad way. It's your journey is done because you've completed that cycle and you feel way better about yourself. I just want to point that out. Like, this is not a negative reading at all. For the cross watcher, you know, if you are that ex that's trying to come back or whatever, yeah, it could be a little negative for you. Because you want to come back and it's not going to work out well for you. But maybe it's because that journey for you is done. Well, it is because that journey for you is done and there's a new cycle for you to start, right? Should I go to the cross watcher? Let's go to the cross watcher. All right, so that's that. Told me to keep the high priestess out. Okay. Let's go to the cross watcher. You guys are seeing, yeah, you're not seeing eye to eye, right? Your lives are heading in two different directions. Because a decision was made, right? We know that. Someone decided to not put forth the intention of, you know, growing something. And whereas it really stressed them out and gave them anxiety and worry in the past, it's like this whole separation thing may have happened out of nowhere. Like, you just did not see it coming at all. But it was going to happen. It was kind of like someone was like, you know what? I'm out. I don't think you believe them. I think you knew it was serious when it happened, but you didn't believe they would actually stay away. But they went out of their way to stay away. To cut those cords. Like, that was it for them. I just keep getting this feeling like you just really didn't believe that they would actually stay away. Why? You didn't believe it can actually stay away. For some of you, you thought just the sexual tension alone or your sexual connection alone would bring you back together. Like, this is a little, for some of you, this could be a little narcissistic energy here. There's like, oh, well, they can't stay away from this. They can't, they can't stay away from this D. Well, but they do. The Hangman in reverse, but they go. So then what? And that cycle is complete. This person's left heartbroken and alone, feeling like they were left out or abandoned. There's probably abandonment issues here. Left out in the cold, but abandoned. And now they're forced to kind of like have to love themselves in a different way because they're not getting it from another person. So they're kind of going through it. This cross-watchers, they're going through it. There's a lot that they have to learn. So now they're thinking about what they want in their future long term. They're ready to step up. The thing is, I don't know if it's to step up with the same person, the ex, or the next person. You know what I mean? But now, somehow, some way, this whole thing that happened here helps that person step up in the future. To determine like what's important in life. They were worried about abundance, like security in the wrong places is what I just heard. Interesting. What they thought. So they had too much of what they thought they needed, but learned they didn't have any or enough of what they truly needed. They might even get some stomach issues, like indigestion or something. I'm rubbing my citrine. Oh, sorry. The abundance happens after the person walks away. Interesting. And you have to go through the turmoil to find your happiness. It's kind of like these people's journey or purpose kind of cross paths. They're like together but separate. I know it sounds weird. One person's purpose affects the other person's purpose. Whatever that means to you. Like one person's purpose was reliant on how the other person's purpose. So safe to say there's a lot of past life energy here. Because otherwise it would not be, right? Like how could someone else's purpose affect yours? But if you're that tied together in past lives, that's how. You've been past lives for many lives, or Past lovers in many lives. That's why you can feel each other so much. All right, let's get some final messages for the collective, please. I felt like I was about to go down a rabbit hole and I did not want to head down there. Oh, look at that. At the bottom of the deck. Talking about past lives, right? Can we get a final message from my lovely collective, please? I didn't even pull any oracle cards today. That's different. Someone's watching what you're doing online. Even if you haven't blocked all of that person. They might try to shoot their shot anyways. I don't know if you're going to accept. I don't think you're going to accept it, though. It's going to piss you off, probably. Like, it might not be a nice encounter at first or at all. But I feel like their intention is not to do harm when they return. They might come back offering money somehow. Like a large amount of money. What? Okay, the emotions aren't there or whatever. What is this about? And it's going to shock the hell out of you. Yeah, obviously. There's the money. It's like someone might try to like make up for whatever they did by offering you some type of money. But it's like a large amount. To keep you kind of around in a way, but it's kind of like you're going to be agreeing to this, knowingly dealing with the consequences that this person will be in your life going forward. That is interesting. But knowing that it's going to complicate things, sure. It could come from like some dirty money a little bit. Or maybe like something that required a lot of hard work, maybe. They thought about it long and hard. I just kind of get the feeling that you're going to accept it, but it's kind of like you're going to willingly accept what comes with it. Because I think it's a pretty big amount. And it's not like money is buying your happiness or anything like that. It's making a truce. Maybe that's why I have to do this reading for you guys. Because didn't see that coming. Oh yeah, see, like, but you're pissed off. You ain't trying to have this. Let me get an outcome for this, please. I don't know. Like, what's interesting is the person might give you money and then leave again. It's like, here, please forgive me. Okay, I gotta go again. Why did I have to go? But this time, like, you know they would come back? So it pisses you off. That pisses you off right there. You're like, you just got here. So now you have to leave again? It leaves you being hurt again. What the hell? But not at the same time, but also happiness. But this time is different because you know. Interesting. And I just landed it over the green aventurine, right? Is the money that somehow money is tying you guys together in the future, and that you don't see this money coming at all. You don't see the money coming. You don't see the reappearance coming. You don't see any of it coming. The communication, you don't see that they're watching you now. Like, it's almost like you wouldn't have any knowledge of that. You're like, well, how's that possible? I already blocked them everywhere. You have no idea. It's complicated, Avi. You're busy working. Trying to rebuild yourself because you've been through a lot of shit that they probably put you through. Now you have options. But now things are going to happen easily for you. This was already written. This is the past life thing that's rewriting itself. Not rewriting itself. Yeah, basically. Look at that shit. Look! Oh, sorry. All right. Past life thing. I just noticed a crow on top. Okay. We have going on. Reuniting. Okay. To finish the... This is a story that wasn't finished out, didn't play out in the past life, that's trying to play out in this life. And I think it's supposed to play out in this life. Because this might be like your last life or something. Like your D9. For those of you who understand what that means. So basically, a lesson had not been learned or whatever it may be in a past life. It wasn't able to play out. Now it's trying to play out. It's trying to come into full circle to complete. Okay? Somehow, some way, some shape, some form, it involves money. A large sum of it. And it involves receiving the money. The Empress. That's your... Oh, shit. The Wheel of Fortune. It's a lot, guys. It's a lot, and it's unexpected, and it's also the completion. Interesting. That's going to be your reading. Alrighty? Let me know for who that's for. Technically, I did a couple of readings in this one, but definitely let me know because they kind of like go in with each other. I'm so interested to hear. Let me know in the comments. Okay. Until next time. Bye.